And hello everyone, welcome back to another C++ tutorial. So in the previous tutorial, we took a look at sorting. In this tutorial, we're going to take a new turn and look at reading and writing files. So let's start with the easiest one, which would probably be reading a file. Reading a file in C++ is pretty simple. So let's get started. First, we need to include fstream. This is for file stream because we're going to work with files, so we're using fstream for file streams. So I'm just going to delete all of this right here. Now, first, we need to declare a line because we're probably going to be storing the text inside of this file in a line. And for those of you wondering, this is the file. Just says, hello there. On the next line, my name is Steve. And on the line after that, I am 19 years old. Cool. So first we can just declare a string, which we can just say is line. Then we can say if stream for input file stream because we want to get input from a file. And then we can create a file variable. You can call this whatever you want. I am going to call it my file. And this should be std, of course. Now my file, and you can just pass in the name of your file. In this scenario, it is file.txt, like that. Now, after we work with a file, this is something that you have to get used to if you work in C++, is you have to close the file. You don't have to close the file, but if you don't, it could cause errors in the long run. Closing a file means that you stop using a file. And when you stop using that file can finally close itself, remove itself from the memory, and just allow itself to be there. But if you're going to keep that file open, then if you want to write to that file or if you want to read from the file again, it could cause a lot of errors because the file is still open, which means we are still busy trying to read the file. So if we now want to write to the file or read from it again, we're going to have a little bit of an issue. So we always have to say at the end, my file.close to specify that we should close the file. Nice. Now we can just say while. Or actually, before we do a while, let's see out, and I want to show you what we can do here. So up here we can say get line, and we specify the file, so my file, and then the string we want to save it in, line. Then in here, we can just say print out line. We can save this. Now if we were to run this, then we get hello there. And hello there comes from here, where this is hello there. If we were to do this 2 times, then now we'll get my name is Steve. My name is Steve. You might already be catching on that for every get line, we are reading the next line. So let's go back to that example I wanted to do. While. We can use a while loop to read an entire file. We can then pass in this get line, but into the while loop. Because while it can get a line, do the following. And here we could just delete that, move that up, and here we go. Now this will read the entire file. So here we go. Hello there. My name is Steve. A white space because the third line is just an empty line. And then I am 19 years old. And reading from a file is really as simple as that. All you do is you just open the file, read it, and then close it. And this opens up the door to many things, like let's say you have saved files and you're a game developer. Now you can read that save file. Now next up, let's learn how to write to a file. So we no longer need this line there. And here we no longer need IF stream for input file stream. We now want OF stream for output file stream because we want to output into a file. We also don't need to specify that anymore. We can specify it on a different line. Now when we write to a file, we specifically need to open the file before we can write to the file. myFile.open. And you can also use this method to create a new file. So if the file does not already exist, it will create the file. However, if the file already exists, it will overwrite the file. So let's create a new file, lol.txt. Cool. And then yet again, we do need to remember to close the file, because if we're busy writing to the file and we want to read from the file, then it has to close first before we can just start reading it or writing to it again. So you need to make sure that you close this file in case you maybe somewhere else in the program want to use this file again, but it's still being read by a different process. So remember to always close your file. And in here we can just say my file, and it's just like with cout, we pass in the text. And here we can just say hello world, and then \n, an escape character to go to the next line. I am cool. Now if we were to save and run this, then now we have a file called lol.txt. Inside of it we have hello world, and then on the next line we have I am cool, thanks to this \n. So this right here, that just sent the data into this file. And just as I said, this will overwrite the data inside of the file. So here I can do this, for example, and now the data will be overwritten. So it looks like this. So make sure that if you write to a file with this, that there are no important stuff that might be removed when you write to the file. Now this open, it is optional. You could also put it here like with reading a file. So you could do this and it will also open a file just like normal. And yeah. Now sometimes you want to make sure the file you are trying to write to is actually open. Because if it isn't open, that could cause a bunch of errors if you try to write to the file. For example, let's try to write to this file. But this file, lol.txt, if I go look here, there it is. Now you don't need to know what any of this really means that much. I'm just going to explain something here. If I say alice-l, and I go here, then you can see this lol.txt right here. Then there's these permissions here. This means read, this means write. This means read, and this means read, meaning the owner can read and write, and these two can read. You don't need to worry about the other two. But if I were to say chmod, so change the user or the owner of this file, and like change the permissions, and here I can just say 000, meaning no one is allowed to read, no one's allowed to write. If I do that, and this is Linux only, so just in case you were wondering, and I say lol.txt, if I were to long list this again, you'll see we have no permissions over this file. We are not allowed to read it, we are not allowed to write it, and we are not allowed to execute it. Now that we have that, if I go here and I try to compile and run this, and we go to lol.txt, we actually don't get any errors. So let's try and add something here and then try and run it again. We go here. As you can see, we didn't write to the file. Even though we now have this here, we didn't write to the file because we didn't have permission to write the file. So we couldn't really open the file. So this is where this check comes in very handy. We can go if myFile.is open. So if the file is open, only then do we want to write to the file. And we could put an else here, for example, else cout no write permissions. So now we don't have permission to write. Now if we were to run this, we'll get no write permissions. because we don't have permission to write to this file. But if I were to just chmod plus read write that lol.txt again, and then if we ls-l, then you'll notice we now have everything back again as it was. Now if we were to try and run this, and as you notice, nothing changed here. But now if we try to run this, we don't get this output, but we do get this, so it did work. So this is something you could use, because you may not always have the permissions to open a file. This could also happen on Windows, where some files don't allow you to open them at that moment, because maybe a different process is busy opening that file and reading and writing to it, while yours is trying to do the same. Then it's going to block you and say, hey, you can't. So it's good to always check and make sure that you are allowed, or that it is open, before you try and write to it and lose the data you try to write. Now with this data here, or with this method here, it is fairly simple to append to the end of a string, or to an end of this. You have to read the file, then you have to take what you have written, put it inside of a variable, and then write that with this into this. But it's a kind of a long and unnecessary process. So I actually have a different process we could use. So instead of using, or we are still using this open here, but we can actually do a different way now. So I'm going to just close that there, and I'm going to use open, just because why not? Then here we could say myfile.open, and now we're going to, as you may know, open this file. But let's say we want to add text to the end of this file. Well, then we can go here and say ios::app. This means append. So append to the end of the file. And it should of course be std ios. So this will allow us to append to the file automatically. You have more options than just append. For example, ate for go to the end of the file when we open it. And then you have binary to open the file in and read it as binary. So open it in binary mode. in to open a file in read-only mode. Out to open a file in write-only mode. And trunc to delete the file content if it already exists. So basically what we just did without this iOS. So this would kind of be like the default. Anyhow, now this append here will allow us to now append to the end of the file. So here we could go and say \n to go to a new line. I was appended. Now if we were to look here, and if we were to run the file or run the program, then I was appended, because this allowed us to append it. Without this, it will overwrite it. You're also allowed to, of course, do more than one. For example, we could go here and say std ios and then out. And now we are only be able to append to the file, and it's only going to be open in write mode. So now if we were to run it, it will still work like that, but now it's only in write mode. We cannot read the file anymore because we didn't allow read mode. And yeah, that is that for basic file reading in C++. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all again in the next C++ tutorial.